In today's video we will focus on the ending of the game, what led to the ending, and who the protagonist and the voice might be. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator. If you have any good game suggestions with deep lore, send me a message on Twitter. This video will contain spoilers about the game. With that in mind, let's begin. I previously made a video explaining the potential story of PT, which you can watch by hitting the card above. In this video, I will only focus on the ending of the game, so I highly suggest you watch the previous video to catch up on little hints and information I won't mention here. There are two sets of voices on the radio, telephone, or as it will be revealed at the end, possibly inside the protagonist's head. One directly communicates with the protagonist, telling him of the atrocities he's committed, yet addressing the fathers who committed the familicides, being demeaning and confrontational about his actions. Another voice acts like the inner demonic voices of the fathers when they decided to kill their families, instructing the fathers indirectly to murder them.
You got fired, so you drowned your sorrows in booze. She had to get a part-time job working a grocery store cash register. Only reason she could earn a wage at all is the manager liked how she looked in a skirt. You remember, right? Exactly 10 months back.
I'm talking to all the fine, upstanding folks got their welfare cut, got their jobs pulled out from under us. You know what to do. Now's the time. Do it.
Then there's a paranormal female presence who's thought to be called Lisa, after a line written on a wall, who always follows the protagonist and at times attacks him when he gets teleported back to the empty room with only a door. There's an underdeveloped creature present in the sink of the bathroom as well, which many have thought to be the representation of the fetus that was in the womb of the wife who was shot by the husband. The voice communicating with the protagonist, alongside other writings and radio announcements, inform the protagonist of the backstory of the game. It seems that 3 familicides were committed within this house. The most recent one had the father hearing voices who he thought to be demonic, coming from hell, calling out to him to commit these murders. He then is seen by neighbors repeating strange lines as if they are some sort of spells, presumably the number that keeps getting repeated by the voice, 204863. He then eventually purchases a rifle, killing his pregnant wife, shooting her in the stomach, his 6-year-old daughter, and 10-year-old son. Another father killed his family just 1 month prior to this event, and another 1 year prior in December, who also used a cleaver knife alongside a gun. Lisa is seen having her right eye gouged out with bloody stomach, as if she was shot there. The exact details are unclear if the most recent familicide case involved the father gouging the wife's eye out or not, or if it popped out due to the intensity and pressure of the gunshot. When the protagonist peeps through a hole in the bathroom, knife hits and slashing sounds are being heard, with female victims suffocating, seemingly as if it represents the first known familicide case, which the father also used the cleaver knife to carry out the murders. Therefore, the events the protagonist experiences are not only about one family murder, but seemingly a mixture of all 3. At the end, the mysterious voice changes from a radio tone to a normal tone, indicating that his voice in fact is hunting the unnamed protagonist. This voice refers to the father who committed the murder as Dad, saying how he was a spineless bum, becoming addicted to alcohol after losing his job, letting his wife support the family, working with a sleazy owner who only gave her the job as he was attracted to her. The voice also mentions how the father hung himself with their garden hose, who seems to be one of the other first two fathers who committed the murders. If not, a wish the voice has, as in wishing the father would do such thing. The final monologue mentions how the father was a deadbeat, but then decides to kill them, referring to himself and his family, with a threatening voice saying that he will bring his new toys with him to torment the protagonist even more.
I'm not complaining. I was dying of boredom anyway. But guess what? I will be coming back, and I'm bringing my new toys with me.
Therefore, it's a possibility that the voice is the son of one of the fathers, or a representation of them all. A fetus is heavily represented in the game with baby cries, which might indicate that somehow the child the pregnant wife was carrying survived the assault and became this powerful paranormal entity, creating mazes and loops, tormenting its subjects, such as the protagonist. However, it doesn't only seem to be some sort of a torment, but more of a test, as at the end, the voice indicates that the protagonist is chosen, letting him leave the house. In the Silent Hill movie, spoilers ahead, the antagonist turns out to have wanted the protagonist to help her and seek revenge against her assailants, even though at first, it seems the protagonist is being punished for some reason. It's possible the same plotline might have been recreated here to make the protagonist seem to be under the antagonist's punishment, but maybe he was only tested to be used to fulfill the antagonist's wishes and desires, who seems to be the voice. Therefore, it seems as if many people were put in the house maze, being confronted by paranormal events, being told of the nature of this test through scattered pieces of information, with only the last man succeeding. In the concrete walled room, there are hundreds of tally markings on the walls, indicating that if not the protagonist, many people were there before, being stuck in a never-ending loop, with only the last protagonist managing to succeed and be chosen by the voice to do what he wants him to. The talking bag informs the protagonist of a convoluted idea that the reality he will face going through the door is a separate reality, and that the protagonist is another version of the real person. Therefore, just like the main plot of Silent Hill franchise, the protagonist is in a different dimension of reality, being a different version of himself, completing tasks that he is unwillingly faced with. The voice is possibly the child of one of the fathers who might have become evil or simply grudgeful, delivering justice against the ones who did him and his family wrong. Maybe the alternate version of his father, who is dwelling within this reality, or even the evil demonic entities forcing the fathers to commit such horrendous crimes. That's about it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I might make subsequent videos diving deeper in the story of the game, analyzing the secrets and the secret messages, but that depends on how this video does. You can also follow me on Twitter and suggest games with good lore. It's been your host Star. Till the next video, have a fantastic day.